Welcome to the 2011 board presentation. This is Shelley Rizito, the Executive Director of Instructional Technology and Professional Development. I thought I'd highlight some of the technology we currently use in the district in providing you with some information about the board presentation. Before you begin, you can take a look up at the top where it says please take a moment to reference the district website. On the district website, the tech plan is available to you. I would suggest that you take a moment to check it out. Also, check out the Take a Look, the mobile media statistics on YouTube. It has an interesting information about mobile technology and where it's going, and that's where we're going in the school district. It's kind of driving some of our planning. We do begin by talking about access. That's been a mission statement that we've had in the Monticello Technical Services Department for a while, aligning community connections, educating students and staff. We do align to certain technology plans and standards that are currently in existence. The U.S. Department of Education has a tech plan that we're required to read and align our initiatives to. The New York State Education Department also has a tech plan. ISTE is the International Society of Technology Standards. You can visit them at ISTE.org. And there are engineering standards, IEEE standards, that we follow in our infrastructure. They were created by electrical engineers, and those are the standards for our power over Ethernet switches, our hardware, our network topology, and they're research-based, and there's a whole support network that provides feedback to all of us as to what we should be looking at when we build a network, and the New York State Common Core. Our purpose is evolving, and we are moving into more of an administrative computing environment. And I'm not to say that instruction is not important, but what's happened is the administrative computing environment is really taking up a lot of our resources. And I thought I would create a list of what we do support. You'll see what's highlighted is what we supported 7.5 years ago. This is my 8th year in the district, so I wanted you to see the growth. But a lot of the growth has occurred in the administrative computing environment. Number one is phones. We have 849 phones, and this year we will be upgrading the infrastructure for those phones. Usually every 7 years you need to upgrade the infrastructure. Security cameras are new. Our student management system, School Tool, is something that the Technical Services Department supports, and now we are supporting some of the data with the current cuts. The financial management system. We have always supported the tax office. This takes a lot of our time. It's a weekly support, sometimes daily, because the WIN tax program is not that robust. There is some discussion about the possibility of them switching to a different program, but at this time we're not aware of that information. We also set up and manage the 15 laptops for voting, and all of the heating and air conditioning runs over our network. The contractors are not always knowledgeable with these products, but the products are stable, so we have to be involved in any kind of network issues that occur. Payroll printing and the ID machine and software have been here for quite a long time. The windmill is new. Copying and fax machines now are all running on the network, which wasn't years ago. The fax machines, and especially the copy machines, have a lot more capabilities. We actually populate them with all the email addresses in the school district, so we can have emailing from the copy machines, which is more secure than fax machines because it goes directly to email boxes. The cafeteria program has really evolved. As you know, many of the cash registers came in as point of sale, but now there are data and planning tools, and we just began with point of sale, but it's grown to menu planning, data collection, and web-based payments. That's probably a weekly support system. Transportation has been a big change. We've always had TransFinder, EasyBus, and some of the programs that run transportation. But now they're moving to a different environment, and they've required a SQL Server environment, which we had to build and create a whole separate directory, which I'll talk about later. They do have the card scanning, the scanning for employees called Cronus, and there is a wireless infrastructure for bus repairs. And a new thing is all the videos on the bus require a lot of storage. IEP Direct has always been there, but the new products are AISM Direct, School Messenger, which we'll be getting out this year, the data services with our administrator and the RIC, email archiving we've just set up, We are beginning the wireless infrastructure for mobile to get ready for mobile computing. We're just starting that. A few years ago, we did have that project in the Excel funds, but it was cut, so we're trying to build it on our own, so it's going to be a slow process. The webmaster is new. This requires intensive support because of the graphics intensity of her programs, and there are updates required by Capital Region BOCES that require us to update our equipment. We also have the YMCA, Project Excel, the Boys and Girls Club, data management with Joe Pollock from Sullivan BOCES and Heather Strauss. The reports from the state are not compatible. There are problems with how the state formats information, so we're constantly working with them to make sure they have what they need. Accounts payable was from the old system. Buildings and Grounds now has new laptops. They are required to get on the network to monitor. The yearbook, we video stream graduation and sporting events. We have a replacement cycle for our workstations. This year we will be replacing 100 of them. We do have about 1,800 PC workstations in the district, 85 Mac workstations. We have 125 PC laptops, 19 Mac laptops, 253 printers, and about 80 different peripherals, document cameras, video cameras, still cameras, 195 smart boards, 200 data projectors. When I began 8 years ago, we had about 1,000 workstations, no Mac workstations, no PC laptops, no Mac laptops, very few printers, and the printers were inkjet printers, almost no peripherals, no smart boards, no data projectors. We have about 300 pieces of software. We're in the process of building an infrastructure for mobile devices so we can accommodate the iPads called Casper. It's made by JAMF, J-A-M-F software. That's going to take us about a year of planning. We have built it for the Macs. We support Epic. And a big thing is supporting students and teachers' personal technology use in the classroom. We're asked all the time. I have my Droid with the students. I have video on it. I have applications on it. I have Word documents on it, and they don't know how to get them off so that they can use them in their daily classroom environment. So that has been a huge increase. In the next section, I talk a little bit about exactly what's happening. Users are asking and wanting more technology. In the administrative arena, it's tripled in usage. And software companies don't always make the most robust products, and the district makes decisions to purchase to save money, and sometimes it impacts technical services. In fact, mostly it does. But sometimes there are other options on what to buy. Users are requiring more guidance and training since technology is getting more complex. We think that everyone's getting better at using technology, and they are, but the complexity of it is increasing, especially with all of our mobile devices. We spend a lot of time with these programs, including personal mobile devices. And outside contractors that come into the district are not always knowledgeable on how the equipment works, so they depend on us. The data collection for all departments is contributing to an increase in volume. As you know, we're being asked to collect data in the instructional areas, but we're also collecting in transportation and technical services and the cafeteria program and buildings and grounds. Everybody is collecting data, and that requires a data infrastructure. We also act as a portal for all supporting organizations such as School Tool, Orange Ulster BOCES, Sullivan BOCES, the RIC, TransFinder, NutriKids. All of these programs usually work through us as we work with the users. The infrastructure current state is, and I'm going to explain this the best I can. We virtualized all our servers and software. Well, what does that mean? We've virtualized all of our servers, and you can probably look this up online, but we've consolidated our server environment from 40 servers to 3, which saves on energy, but it also provides us better backup, and it keeps our network up and running as we repair and update in the background. We virtualized all our software, which means that we can push software out to any workstation in a moment's notice. The software technically resides back with us, so it doesn't need to be loaded on the machine until the user actually needs it. When you virtualize the software too, it shares all of its functionality with other pieces of software. We have SCALE, Student-Centered Active Learning Classrooms, is a recommendation by the New York State Technology Plan, and with all the new activities and video occurring, we need to be able to manage our bandwidth. Our work order data is about 1,800 formal work orders a year, but that doesn't include ink requests. The department gets about 100 phone calls per day and about 400 emails a day. We'll be upgrading voice over IP. We're putting in the wireless infrastructure for bring your own device. We're looking at different cloud solutions like It's Learning, My Big Campus, Global Village, and so on. We do a lot of distance learning, point-to-point, web conferencing. We are increasing our software, and we're field testing our K-5 articulation of skills, and we're building a website. Copy machines I talked about, fax machines, and we do have homebound students and teachers that teach from home when they've had surgery. The desired state for this year is going to be we have to build up a new backup system. We've grown to over 1.2 million files, and the tape that we have is outdated. It's about 12 years old. We have to research more storage methods because as we increase our data, we need more storage, and that's attributed to, a lot of it is the security cameras. We're looking at web desktop solutions so that when someone brings in their own device, we'll be able to serve them up a desktop. We're still managing bandwidth, bring your own device, and the big one is moving from eDirectory to Active Directory. This system controls all of our users, what they can do, how they can interface with all the resources. It provides authentication, so when Shelley Rizito logs in, it knows who I am and knows what I have access to. Novell, which is our eDirectory system, is currently going out of business, and the new software integrates better with Active Directory like TransFinder and Wireless. We're building the infrastructure for mobile devices and email archiving. Each month, our challenges have been professional development. I tried to break that out because my professional development department's been cut drastically. The hands-on formal professional development is about 30 hours in Cook and 36 hours in the middle school. There's no official PD in the high school or Chase and KLR. It's done by the executive director, myself, for a total of like 66 hours. But I don't really get into the buildings as often as I should. Last year, we were probably triple that amount. The loss of the library media specialists has had a huge impact because they were also leaders in the buildings. And security is always big. And believe it or not, special circumstances for teachers and administrators have added. We have a lot of teachers with carpal tunnel that have had surgeries, and it is a requirement that they can all use their computer every day. So we're creating adaptations for actual teachers too, and user training. I am still working on grants. We're looking at the Verizon grant. I did write with Ted and Carl the Improving Literacy Through Libraries grant. We submitted it, and the funding was canceled, unfortunately. The next section is professional development. My role in professional development was to build and maintain a system for approvals, the conference request procedures, to aligning the budget, work with the entitlements to budget professional development, electronic approval of expenses, and working with administrators to make sure that they were accountable for all the expenses that people were needing. There's a portfolio for teachers. We set up a system to report to New York State Teach, and we have a record of all the professional development in the district. That includes our staff meetings. And I also coordinate Odyssey of the Mind. I know this has been very quick, but we have a lot of projects that we're working on, and I invite you to come and visit and get a tour of our facility at any time. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.